where will their students or their wards be sleeping? You know? And his reply is, that's not my problem. Only would plan a camp without beds. So I turned to him and I said, sir, wouldn't see the implications that this will have on the image of the school. If the parents were supposed to stay in that room and see for the night that their child will be left to sleep on the floor or on top of the desk, on top of the tables, or on top of the chairs that they put together to make a makeshift bed, it's not going to look good. You know, sir, so I'm appealing because the image is everything. So I'm appealing to you to just help us out. And he said, no, we don't have any beds. Can't help you. And we heard that you have some beds down there, so I come and check for them. I called 2 other coaches and told them to go and check if there was any other beds down at the physics lab that belongs to the track team. We had 63 students at the camp at that time. We only had 10 sponges. So we were short of 53. I heard some banging on the windows. I saw a couple of the windows hit out, and I could heard a barrage of students outside, roughly about 60. They tried to enter the room, but I ran to the door, trying to close it because they were behaving aggressive. So I had to go to the door and try and close it. They kicked it down, some push, some kick. Fly the door open. They came in, and before they started, from the windows got hit out, I start recording the thing because I'm saying, you know, this is getting dangerous. So then I start recording. So I just started recording from the hit out the windows. And saw when the first few came to the door, I was still recording. The crowd came down. They pushed in, came in the lab. And while I was recording, when they came into the lab, one of the athletes in question, who at this point, one of the athletes, which is Deja Russell, slapped my hand and said, take the phone off from the front. Slapped my hand. The phone fell. And while I was reaching for it, he stepped over and stepped on the phone. A piece of the glass from the phone punctured my in my forearm and also on my elbow. Sorry, my palm on my elbow. So I got cut 2 places. I picked up the phone, it wasn't working. The students then proceed, Christopher Taylor then proceed to drape me up. Let me know that his tracksman run the school. And I just stood and I allowed him to do everything that he's going to do. I allowed him. Because if I touched him at that point, then I would be giving up my own rights. So I just allowed him to do everything that they wanted to do. And I just never retaliated. I just left them to whatever they do. The only thing I could say was turn around to the physics students who were quite traumatized at this point. All 63 of them was shaking because they saw what was happening to a teacher right in front of their eyes, and I could just turn back, look at them, and I said, guys, sit where you are, don't say anything, don't move from where you are, just remain where you are, because it's not going to be said that a fight occurred here today. So we'll deal with this professionally. On the 22nd, I met with the principal. And I asked him, Mr. Rowe, why haven't any disciplinary actions taken place so far? Because you need no further documentation for that, because we came to simple solution. Simple solution. So I don't see why it is taking so much time for the latter to occur. And this is on the 22nd of February. And the incident occurred from the 15th of December. He looked at me and said, Mr. Shaw,
Blessings base scored.
look at this scenario.
Blessings.
These boys are ambassadors of the school. And looking at where you're coming from to where you are now and how you're acting, I am sure that you are not proud of where you are. So I turned to him and I said, so therefore, sir, if I came from Cherry Gardens, or let's say Norbrook, would you be able to say that to me? Because at this point, he's still belittling me. He's still treating me less than a human being. He's still, in his mind, believe that Mr. Shaw is just a little to one side, low the issue. So when I left on the 22nd, I left with the intention that I'm going to give them a little bit more time. A little bit more time. Out of all of the time when we give them, never give them more to see if they will take disciplinary actions against the students. Because every day I want to come in school, man, deep sleep, shut eyes, you are going to get locked in a coffee box and your mother go cry. Be a song them a sing on their pass. Instead with the matic, I be a gunman there, say, and Nigeria man in time when they come. You know why? Because the school leave that gray area for them to act this way. They leave the gray area for them to act this way. So the students were acting this way because the school was indecisive. They never stand up and make them position clear.
All right, 96 on the FM, and that was the head of the school's fixed department, that's Mr. Sanjay. You also heard from his lawyer, David Fitzand, and they spoke at the press conference there. Michelle Anthony, wow, you weighing on what happened there. We're going to go now to Studio B and join Michelle Anthony, and I know she have a whale of what happened there at the school.
Welcome again to Mek We Talk Sports. I have been silent all morning on this topic because this is something that we have been saying over a while now. I was listening to the interview, the press conference there a while ago, and I have my own I have my own views on it. And my views are no way the views of Roots 96.
Let me cut a bit there. Marcel Williams is saying she think the students are disrespectful because they're from Marcel Williams.
Well, listen, as I said, my views are not views of Roots 96.1 FM. And what I was looking for, actually, that I just found, is the response that Calabar gave.
Well, that's interesting.
To the press conference. And oh gosh, it is not coming up on my phone. I went to the Venus site and I looked at it and I read it. I read it yesterday, right? Because they had the chairman of the school had sent out a release. In essence, what Calabar is saying, that they hold their student. Okay. I'm going to read a part of what the response to the press conference
by Mr. Sanjay Shaw.
Mr. Shaw, right? And this is what the Reverend Carl Johnson, chairman of Calabar High School, he says, it seems a flawed interpretation of how the principles of privacy should be applied at this school. Matters relating to Calabar should be internal. That is what his position is. He said, it appears, shares and popularists used of use of the persecution complex as a tool for bonding the faithfully and, and rallying them to extraordinary feats. The controversy over the teacher complaints to the school, mishandling of complaints against the student athlete in a case in point. What I can tell you is that I will be very surprised if this does anything but provide greater motivation to the school athletes team at this year's Boys and Girls Athletic Championships. Reverend Johnson told the newspaper, as if that is or ought to be the point. Calabar is one of Jamaica's leading high schools, funded by the Baptist Church, of whose Jamaican denomination Reverend Johnson is the general secretary. Similar to most Jamaican high school, Calabar takes sports, especially track and field and football, very seriously. Champs is at the top of the scale. It is also notorious fact that in Jamaica, talented schoolboy athletes tend to enjoy privileges, often accommodated when the academic performance is below par and their discipline suspect. We make no claim about the veracity of the claims of this matter, neither do we adjudicate on them, but it is about the presumption of privilege and one Calabar teacher's sense of impunity it breeds, and his belief that the school administration has elevated sports over discipline and natural justice that are at the core of the issue about which Reverend Johnson doesn't believe the public is entitled to an explanation. We don't normally discuss internal matters with the public, he said, except that plant, while the Calabar plant is owned by the Baptist Church, the operations of the institution is paid for by Jamaican taxpayers. They have every right to know about how it is functioning, including when it is affected by violence, which may lead to or have become criminal complaints. The school governors, therefore, have not only a responsibility but an obligation to be transparent. In the issue, the physics teacher, well, we heard about that part already, right? But the thing is, the chairman of the school has come out publicly and admit that the athletes of the school enjoy certain privileges. They enjoy the privilege of if their grades are below par, they're accommodated. They're accommodated if their behavior is also below par. So, Christopher Taylor and Dejour Russell is right in saying that a tracksman
Run
run the
this school.
school.
All right. Got it. Dexter, I think it's Dexter Sheik who does get it ready from our live here. She I say that what happened in Calabar is a reflection of the wider society. And say there's no shape or form. There's no shape or form, right? Shape or form should be happening. In no shape or form should this be happening in a school. Coming there from Dexter Sheik.
Calabar internal business supposed to be dealt with at Calabar. So right now that teacher is gonna be very uncomfortable at Calabar because he bring out Calabar business to the world. Nobody else don't have no rights to discuss Calabar's business. But you know one thing I would say,
Taxpayers' money paid this the staff salaries.
let me tell you something. You see, there's just one thing I would like to see, and I don't know if anybody know. I want to know. I want to see Christopher Taylor's and the Joe Russell's end of year exam results. And I want, because both of them are supposed to be in sixth form right now, right?
Yes.
I want to see them CXC result. Because I remember once upon a time, if Pitney never pass no subject,
Mm.
them can go a sixth form.
What are you implying?
I am not in, no, look here. I am saying you and I have come on this program week after week and we talk about the discipline of these schools. We talk about these young men, their behaviors. We talk about basketballers, footballers, track and field athletes, how they come to school and they sit down underneath the tree and they don't go to class. Now, the Reverend, by his own word, is saying that these students are accommodated if their academics are low. What did you say is ISA's requirement again?
40%.
And ISA's requirement is 40%. And I sit on this program already, and I challenge ISA to come here and tell us if that 40% is being implemented across all schools. Because I know of cases where some of these boys, if they don't go to school, they can't even earn that 40%.
Hold that thought. Let's go to a break and then come right back there to you.
Do the right thing and report what you know. Do the right thing and publicly demand change. Hold government accountable for better governance. Protect your environment and health. Do the right thing and keep your community clean. If we all do the right thing and build integrity, Jamaica will be the place to live, work, raise families, and do business. A message from National Integrity Action.
All right, and welcome back to our Mek We Talk Sports. And Michelle Anton was making a point there about the grade stipulations and the education standard. Although this athlete were saying 40% is the benchmark by ISA, but many who are taking part in sports now are not making that grade because they're not actually going to classes.
So where do they get these
40%.
40% from?
That's the thing that ISA and the Ministry of Education need to investigate right now. ISA and the ministry need to get this right now because it's very, very serious.
You have the football, you have the basketball, and look here, these amongst the mini gangs in the schools. Ministry of Education is long aware of this, because you can't tell me that they're not aware of it. They are aware of it. But Jamaica have this culture of win at all costs. You remember we talking about it last week?
Yes, yes.
They have to win at all costs. And it's not only champs. So don't get this wrong. It's not only champs. It is right across the board. Right?
Let's weigh in here with our viewers right now. And Dexter Sheik is saying we cannot allow these students to represent us on the world stage. On the world stage.
The vice principal of Calabar.
And shouldn't matter how much talent they have. Coming there from a viewer there at Dexter Sheik, one of our viewers there on YouTube.
The vice principal of Calabar had said that these boys are the ambassadors of the school. They go to pen relays, they go everywhere and represent the school. So what you want if you do? We're not going to expel or we're not going to suspend. I mean, suspension is a couple of days and it is a light punishment for what they did.
All right. What I found odd in all this scenario is that Deja Russell and Chris Taylor, they actually knock out some windows at the school, actually damage a door, force their way into the physics lab, abuse the physics teacher, and it took place on December 15, right? And they were suspended in March. So why I've never heard a school incident and suspension process took so long. And then now it was suspended between March 12, 1 week, to March 15. And during Taylor's suspension, he was seen trading and he also run for the school at the DDSL Grand Prix. So my question is, can somebody be on suspension and still represent your school? those questions the chairman needed to address.
Hear him said these athletes enjoy certain privileges.
So you say it's okay for it to be suspended and still run for the school?
So they enjoy certain privileges. So this is a part of the privilege these students enjoy. So it doesn't matter what the ambassadors of the school do. Drape up a teacher, mash up him phone, and the thing is, can anybody look and see what would have happened after this story broke if that teacher had hit one of those boys that they consider to be the elite athletes? It doesn't matter if they attack the teacher first.
No, the story will change.
Or defended himself against these boys and hit one of them. Could you imagine the headline in these newspaper?
We'll hear that teacher attack student. That would hear it. That would be deadline.
I think Calabar has failed to protect its teachers. You remember there was some years ago, there was this headline that
Marcia is saying the principal should be put on 28-day suspension until 2020.
Anyways, there was a story that came to light some years ago about some boys assaulted a female teacher at the school. We never hear the outcome of that.
No.
We never hear the outcome of that. And now this is another group of our boys assaulting another teacher. And I suspect the reason why the incident happened from December, but they were suspended in March, was because they realized the teacher wasn't letting the matter go.
Right.
Because the teacher have documented evidence.
Let's say
gone to the officials to report it.
Let's say good morning to Rich Kid. Keep it locked. Say good morning to Rich Kid.
So they had to seem as if they are doing something or they were doing something. But where this didn't take part in these activities.
Taylor.
The big man run school, run Chapman run school. Him have to be involved in all of these sports. Because without Calabar can't win this event or win that event. And he's quite aware of his importance at the school. That is why he can behave this way.
And the sad thing though is the track team captain. So let's see if you can go school, assault a teacher, track team captain, and come champs, he will be the captain same way. See, no, that's a sad story. All right, and I was expecting the chairman to address something is very, very serious. Also, what came out that it came in the press conference, but we were told that the teacher, Mr. Sanjay Shah, was offered a bribe of 250 grand to let it go.
I would love to know.
But no, he didn't say who offered the bribe.
Who bring the money, come give him.
No, he refused the bribe.
Yes, I heard that. I heard that he refused. But I'm saying what should happen now is that if it turns out to be somebody from the institution that attempt to bribe Mr. Shaw, then that means a cover-up. Is this cover-up? Sometimes I don't even know what to say. Yes, these students have a bright future where athletics is concerned. And right now, I'm going to tell you the honest truth. I had my doubts about the future of Christopher Taylor. Christopher Taylor, as we said last week on this program, he's been hampered by the need to stay at Calabar and run champs year after year after year. Christopher Taylor should have been thinking about his future. From champs win last year, Christopher Taylor should have moved on to either college to do intercal or move on
to some pro club on the circuit.
Exactly.
On the circuit.
But as we see, it is more important to run champs than to think about a future for yourself. And I've long also said, been on record as saying, the management, those who are managing Christopher Taylor's career, are doing an exceptionally poor job of it. It cannot be worse. And for this to come out to light, it does not look good.
But there's one little fact that we keep on overlooking when it comes to Christopher Taylor. High school is for boys and girls. Taylor is 19. So technically he's an adult at 19. So he should be in high school. Technically adult, he's 19.
Listen, with all the new changes that is going on in high schools now, and how long you can stay in high school and how long you can participate and all of that, I don't even know how long a child can stay in high school anymore. I don't even know how long a person can how long for them to be on the money cup team or this team.
Rich Kid coming. Rich Kid is saying a comment here from our viewers from all over the globe. Rich Kid is saying that a stance of the school is clear. It is struck over discipline. Suspension from school means it's keep going off screen. It's keep on going on off screen. All right. It says suspension from school. Suspension from some school means you stay away from the events and should not be at school doing anything. You stay away from school. So I don't know when saying suspended Taylor and he run for the school same way.
With the press conference, I read some of the comments on social media after the conference, and I hear some people asking why no, and then I laughed to myself and I said, Bill Cosby in jail today or in prison today
for something happened in the 70s.
For something happened
in the 70s
over 30 years ago, right? People are after Michael Jackson now to get his music
banned.
Live
in debt.
Because of something that happened
like 20 years ago.
Like over 30 years ago. Right? And something happened December. And you're come talk about why no? Jamaica has gotten to a point where anybody, as long as you have a name in this country, can get away with certain things.
Yeah.
I remember when one of our popular entertainers was on trial for murder. You hear the comment was, after him not kill nobody of importance.
Right, yeah.
Him kill nobody. So I am wondering if this teacher, because we all saw what he looked like, and I see the disparaging comments that some of our citizens have made against this teacher. I wonder if he's good looking and handsome, or what we consider good looking and tall, dark and handsome, if these comments would be the same, right? And I also wonder, what I said to myself, the difference between these two boys and this teacher is that he has already paid his dues to the school system. He has gone to the school system and becomes a professional physics teacher. What is these boys doing? Of course, they have a career and they can go on to making millions. But my God, is this the journey that you're going to take to make that? And some of them, and right now, I was saying, Christopher Taylor, career look iffy because of the people them that you have giving him advice.
What I find although it was called some word we can't say on ear, it was called dumb, and the other part can't say the other part on ear. But trust me, this man is the head of a physics, a very hard subject. Physics, a very technical subject, a very difficult subject. Physics teacher, and then this a physics teacher in Jamaica.
Right, we don't have a lot of those in Jamaica right now, and for somebody to plan
February,
like an event that can come together, like a camp, a physics camp, and you have beds that you're not using, but you can't lend some of those beds to the other students to do what they're going to do. You're going to say a track team, the bed was donated.
Let's really value the disrespect.
He looked at me and said, Mr. Shaw, look at this scenario. These boys are ambassadors of the school. And looking at where you're coming from to where you are now and how you're acting, I am sure that you are not proud of where you are. So I turned to him and I said, so therefore, sir, if I came from Cherry Gardens, or let's say Norbrook, would you be able to say that to me? Because at this point he's still belittling me. He's still treating me less than a human being.
Wow.
He's still, in his mind, believe that Mr. Shaw is just a little to one side, low the issue.
Wow. Disrespect meted out to him by a school official. And this man is the head of the school's physics department. And
Same Calabar that sent home some students for not making, can't do five, didn't pass five, six.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
For five, they didn't get the grades for five subjects, and they were all standing on their moral soapboxes and saying that these students did not get the grade to pass five subjects, so they have to go home or
Yes.
find other institution. But at the schools, they are athletes. But I am, as I said before, I really want to see the grades of some of these athletes, because I know them not go to school. They don't go to school, they don't go classes, because they're above that. They don't go to classes.
Saying insult of his stewardship, Mr. Acting Principal. Insult. Wow. From Rich Kid. Come from Rich Kid on YouTube.
I don't know. I don't know how Calabar is gonna bounce back from this, because this was handled. If it was handled properly from December, you can't be made to assault a teacher and get away with it. It doesn't matter what level you are in the school. You're a student. It doesn't matter what you're perceived as at school. You're a student. And with all this rights of children, and teacher can't lick student, why is it that student a drape up teacher? You understand? Why is it that students are assaulting teacher? And if that teacher had retaliated, I am sure he would have lost his job.
Yeah.
Because he would have assaulted the ambassadors of the school. You understand? You don't hear any of these organizations that are touting the rights of children coming out and saying that these students were wrong. But after all, they can't come out and say anything, because these are not children anymore. Christopher Taylor is 19.
He's an adult.
He's an adult. Deidre Russell is how old?
18.
He's an adult. So these organizations, child right organizations, their complaint doesn't even their argument doesn't even apply to Christopher Taylor and Deidre Russell, because these are adults going to school. And the school chooses to protect the adults over the teacher, which is the asset of the school. Because if you don't have a teacher who can impart knowledge to these students, what is going to happen to them? And I thought the sole purpose of going to school was to learn something. And you can say whatever you want about the American system, but there's one thing I like about them, You see, if you go to that school on a scholarship to play ball, you have to maintain
your grades,
a certain academic grade, or you're going to lose that scholarship and probably lose your place at that school. And the one thing I know that the basketballers are aware of is that if you need to transition from Jamaica to go to a US school to play basketball in your town, you have to be mindful of the grade you're making here in Jamaica. Some of them slack off still, Some of them do what they want to do because they have no ambitions of going overseas to play ball. But those who have transitioned successfully from Jamaica on scholarship to the US schools have been going to school, have been going to classes, and been maintaining their grades. And who I looked at too? There was two young men from Wilmers. Jahil Hyde Lenny
Yeah.
Hyde's son.
Yes.
He's at university now, right?
Right.
That boy, he did exceptionally well academically, and he did exceptionally well
In sports.
in
In both
sports.
football
He
and track
could
and field.
easily have gotten scholarship for football
And track and field.
and track and field. You understand? Not only him, but there's this other young man that was a part of the Woolman's track team that is on Smile Jamaica.
Dwayne
Dwayne Extall. He was the captain of the winning Woolman's track and field team. Back in what year was it again?
I don't know the exact year, but yeah.
But he was the captain and he maintained exceptional academic grades. The man is on TV now and him have him career. I think he work at Grace too. You understand? And and a lot of these boys, it's not that they can't do better in a Dudley. It's not that they can't do the work academically. You see, once they go to these schools and they see what everybody else is doing, what the track athletes is doing, or what the basketballers are doing, or what the footballers are doing, it is easy to fall prey and to start follow your friends, right? A lot of them can do better academically, but they refuse to even go to class because a footballer run school or a track and field man run school, or depending on what your school is good at, and you run the school. So, I am wondering who is failing whom most. Is the students failing themselves? Is the school failing these students? And I know that Ministry of Education have knowledge of these gangs in school or these bunch of students in school. Because if them lick teacher and you expel them, parents run gone ministry come back and you have to teach them again. So the ministry is quite aware of what is going on. Or does ISA have a part to play in all of this? Who is failing whom here? And I'm saying that ISA is perpetrating dunceness in school. I said every week I come here. Whether in basketball, football, or track and field. And I'm not stepping back from my stance. Because you can be putting on, they will tell you that their only role is to put on the competition. But if a school is not living up to your standard, you have the right to suspend them from competition. Am I right, Dudley?
Well, that should be the case. But as it stands right now, I don't think ISA can suspend Deja Russell and from and Taylor from Champs.
Are not attaining 45 or 40% mark. I mean, no, a lot of these young men, if they're not going to classes, them can't get the 40%. Where are these grades coming from?
Well, I don't think ISA do it. ISA just take what the school send and as gospel. So you don't do any background check. Just take what the school send. No.
And just take what the school send?
The school say 40, them work with the 40. The school say 40.
Oh, you remember a principal in Jamaica called Benjamin Francis,
yes.
was very technical.
Yes.
I went to Glenmere High School. And anybody who went to Vertech way back when, from in the 80s, will tell you Ben Francis was a stickler on academics. If an athlete was not gaining academically, that athlete could not perform on the field of play. They may be able to perform in a sports day in-house.
But not
competitions
external,
where you cannot represent the school. People like Merlin Otti, people like Inez Turner, even our own what's her name again? Our recent very technical athlete. Her name, I think she's pregnant now.
VC.
Veronica Campbell. Yeah. They will tell you. I don't think Veronica Campbell was there though when Ben Francis was there.
No.
But all of those early athletes will tell you what a principal Ben Francis was. He will not compromise the values of the school for any athletes. And you know, Very Technical won champs 15 years in a row.
In a row.
In a row. And if one of those girls think them bad, step out of line. Talk to a teacher sideways or look on a teacher sideways. As if you try body eye the teacher, what we would call it. That will not happen in school. We want, and I think we want some more principal who have values. Because a lot of them have compromised them values to win at all cost. A lot of them, the values are watered down. Can you not see that in school anymore?
No, the sad thing what all this do, and we hear say, if Calabar was to lose champs, we want to put the blame squarely on Mr. Sanjay Shah. Would it be so sad? Because the fact is, Calabar is seen as a team to win champs. When I look at the tree, don't surprise if JC is a spoiler. Don't surprise.
I think though, Dudley, and a lot of people know that I'm a Calabar supporter.
Yeah.
And you hear me and Carol Taylor here the other day, even though I was trying to take up for KC, but right across the board, and even I said it, that KC have this win at all cost mentality as well.
Yeah.
Because I refer to the fact that they have to go all the way to Africa to get athletes to come and beat Calabar. I am a Calabar supporter. They love the green and black, but I cannot support this level of indiscipline of the athlete. You know why? Because they are students and they must be made to understand the difference between themselves and the teachers. If Ministry of Education are going to tell teachers that they can't discipline them, they must be made to understand their roles in school. They must be made to understand their role. And if these principals are failing at letting these young men or women understand their roles in school, then what are they, why are they still in school? From your read 16 years start be about 1 year yard. They find work. The mother used to tell us, if you do well at school, they will give you one cheese pan and we can go work in the cane field and down money must. We know our parents not going to give you the cheese pan and we got money must, because no matter how you go, we are come home with little grades. And then if we come home with a good grade next time, she will see your mother go start smile and praise it. But these children are not even doing that. They don't care. They don't care. But we don't have too much cane field again to send them with a cheese pan anyway. So.
But issue now, I was for the principal to address the broken door and damaged windows at the school. So taxpayer money will fix those doors and windows. A long time, because so I said that's a long
time. And Sanjay Shaw, he said don't fix it. Long time that fix. These are the ambassadors of the school. So we can't have evidence lying around that they did these things.
But this is one from the ministry to talk about this issue. Is it okay for an athlete to be on such suspension, and during the suspension is still representing the school in competition externally? Is that okay? Is that okay?
Chairman of the board said these athletes enjoy certain privileges. What more you want? Go read it in the Gleaner. Go read the article.
No. What I'm trying again? Is it? And I thought it was Calabar, just for Calabar. Is it okay across the board for us, at least in general?
It is, because it is happening even at your school. Even at your school. Your school, let's just say Casey. Because it happens there too. If the track and field athlete, this teacher, because them do it all the time, they disrespect these teachers in the worst way. They tell them anything. Teacher throw them out of class, they go and report it to the principal or whomever. And next morning you see them did it again. Them in the class again. The teacher has no choice in the matter but to go there and teach them. Stand up in front of a child that tell me the worst thing yesterday. And this is a child. Tell me anything will come out of your mouth. Go stand up again next day in front of you and teach you. Can you understand how demoralizing that is to a teacher?
Yes.
Can you understand that? Because some of the things that these students tell these teachers is appalling. Look here, I went to a teacher's college, never taught.
Mm.
You understand? And I couldn't deal with what is happening in our schools now. Because even at primary school, you hear these saying whatever come to their mouth to the teachers, and you hear them, the teacher cannot discipline these children. Cannot.
Well, Rich could say, I agree. All right, so I think we know about a minute to go before we end Make We Talk Sports at this 96 here on the FM band. And wow, so what I say, this issue it will not go away right now because I mean, Mr. Shaw is still, he said, his medical bill over 60 grand Jamaican.
Disappointing. It's disappointment in the highest order. I remember last week when the story broke, you said to me, two prominent, Calabar students. You hear what you said to me? You say, I hope Christopher Taylor is not involved.
Oh my God.
That listen, and we were right here last week talking about Christopher Taylor with another prominent athlete. You understand? And he was good or bad for your career. Let's.
All right. So on that note, now we come now to the end of Make We Talk Sports here for. On that note, we come to the end of Make We Talk Sports here for today. You heard here from, you looked at the Calabar saga and more. So there will be a more follow up. So the chance prediction, I said online that Calabar will come third. I said it online. And please do not, I'm saying do not blame Mr. Shaw if Calabar lose. All right, it's not don't blame him.
Man, good, they can't go back to school again.
And yeah, I tell that JC going to be a spoiler. JC may come a close third, or they might just come second. Don't surprise.
I hope him come first.
JC. This was in the make. Yes, I'm going to enter the Calabar KC rivalry. All right, so and that now we come to the end of this Make We Talk Sports. Join us again tomorrow, Monday, same place, same time. And thanks for your company here on Roots and also live on YouTube. I will say tata for now until tomorrow. Until later on, we have idiot thing. All right, so Michelle and Tony, have for yourselves here a wonderful day and keep it locked to us here 96.1 on this year FM. This has been Make We Talk Sports.